Madsen is howling on James McFadden.
Face like rebuilding a car basically after the race, where you take all the injectors out, clean all the pistons, everything like that, take the exhaust pipes off, make sure nothing's scorched, everything like that.
Yeah, it's good. All right, welcome back to another episode of the Work Area Podcast. On this week's show is another one of driver, crew chief sort of season previews here with the boys. So everything that happened last year and what might happen next year for the Jason Pryde Motorsport boys. So thanks for having me down here, boys. I've got Jason Pryde and Cody Lawrence.
Yeah, cheers for having me on again, mate. It's good to have you back.
Nah, all good, mate. All good. Stoked to come out here. And Jace, off to New Zealand tonight, mate, for a little trip. But yes, appreciate you squeezing us in.
Yeah, quick trip just to head back and catch up with the family briefly before we start racing again.
Mate, it's start racing again. Have you stopped?
Oh, yeah, we had almost a month off, so yeah, that's
I'll get you
that's enough.
I'll just get you to put that mic on the side.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just going to make some... Yeah, there. Perfect. Now we're cooking.
It's actually probably the longest we haven't raced, really, I reckon, for a while.
Yeah, right. And Chariots was never on the cards. Sorry, it is on the cards, but TA2 as well this weekend.
Yeah, next weekend.
Next weekend, is it?
Race with Robbie in Queensland, so that'd be pretty cool. Go and run his stuff instead of him wrecking ours. So, it should be a bit of fun, just catch up with him and, see how it is over there. There's a pretty stout field, though. There's a lot of supercar guys have decided to come and run with us. So, we're in the deep end, but should be a heap of fun.
But even that field, week to week, seems like it's got supercar guys in it. And is it Todd Hazelwood and stuff like that? They run against you most weekends, is it?
Yeah, Jimmy Golding and all them are all running as well. So it's just got really stout. It was supposed to be a bit of a backyard sort of pretty casual category, but and to its credit, it's awesome. So there's a lot of supercar teams supporting it, even teams like GRM and that, and it's it's really good. Makes it super tough for guys like Cody and I. They're just sort of doing it as an off season to sort of keep us fit, but it's awesome. It's great competition, yeah.
I've got it written down for later on in the pod, but I may as well ask now. Is it the same feeling strapping into that? My thought process behind it was I don't know if there'd be the nerves and all that, but is there the same fear of crashing, you can crash in a sprint car, or do you feel a lot safer in the TA2?
Yeah, not having a windscreen in front of me took a bit to get used to. Yeah. That was quite surprising how different that feeling was. You didn't have the raw speed or all the air around you. But once you sort of got used to that, but it's quite easy to have a pretty big shunt in these things, especially around tracks like Bathurst or Adelaide Street Circuit and that. But even at Wanneroo, when it can go wrong quite easily. So you definitely got to respect them for what they are.
What's the fastest you've been in the Big L? Does it have a speedo?
Yeah, Bathurst, we're 280 something down Conrod.
It's about 285, 286.
So you know about it when it goes wrong.
Yeah, I bet. All right, so we got that little bit out of the way. I just need to quickly plug one of my businesses that I've started up, KRM Hot Shots. We're still growing away. So, I've had a few messages and a few little lines of inquiry there. So if anyone else has got anything, flick me through a message and we'll try and get something going. But straight off the bat, Cody, probably what most people are going to tune into this one for. I need to know, who's the best out of the Friday golf crew?
I'm not going to say me because it's definitely not me, but Dan's pretty good. If his brother-in-law plays, it's a real tough at the top. Liam normally gets his ticket, but Dan definitely takes the cake.
Mate, what about the bulge, mate? Can the bulge pipe one down the middle or not?
Oh, mate, he can pipe one, and he can pull out a really good hole, but sometimes they go missing.
And where's your courses? Kwinana I hear, and maybe Mary Park, is that right? Yeah,
we try and mix it up a little bit just to make it different every week. But, Mary Park and Kwinana are the main two.
And what's your favourite hole at Mary Park? But before you answer, I've been told by numerous people what your favourite hole is, so you have to answer honestly.
I'm probably going to say one of the par threes, mate. I don't mind trying to get it on the dance floor early.
I hear the 19th hole
19th,
yeah. Lovely, mate.
The 19th is always good to drown your sorrows after a bad day on the course.
Yeah, there can be some bad days, hey. All right, boys. So just a quick little recap. You guys obviously done World Series sprint cars, and it's one of my favourite little topics to speak on. Do you guys miss it?
Yeah, absolutely. That was... I was quite passionate about that. I really enjoyed that. I love like taking a big bite and trying to learn how to chew really fast. But it's massive. That was always a massive challenge, going to race with the best nationally, go to tracks that you weren't familiar with. You obviously had the contracted guys that were awesome week in, week out, but it didn't matter what track you went to, there was a local guy that was ace and would always give the World Series contracted drivers a run for their money. But yeah, we absolutely love that. That was it was a shame to see it go, but it's just a lot different now. Like, we noticed how much different World Series was just when we lost Adelaide as a track, but now like Adelaide, Brisbane, I guess Sydney's been missing for a couple of years, so not having those tracks to put that full schedule together really makes it like tough to have a genuine national series. But the sport absolutely deserves it. It's obviously worked out really well for the WA and the Maddington Toyota Sprintcar Series. But yeah, this World Series, like going on the road for a couple of months, racing multiple times a week with the best in the country, and it was a whole pile of fun.
What about you, Cody?
Yeah, I was only got to do the 1 year of it, but yeah, no, it's always good to travel racing and go on to different racetracks. It really helps you learn your craft on setting up race cars at different tracks. So it is good. Yeah, it'd be good to have it back and have a national series. But yeah, I mean, it does work out good for the WA teams here, obviously. But yeah, do miss it.
Yeah, obviously, one of my biggest videos, like social media numbers wise, is Gavin Mygro talking about his proposed schedule for it. It would start at Chariots and then Toowoomba and work its way back around here and end sort of before or in the middle of December. But I feel like the better our series is, the less Perth needs it, and more so the more the rest of the country wants it, if that makes sense. Like, our series gets better and better every year, and then it sort of cannot fade into obscurity, but yeah, it just seems less and less of a want for us. But then you have places like Sydney who don't have a track, and I bet those New South Wales teams would just be chomping at the bit if something like a national series was to ramp back up again.
You go, Jace.
Yeah, like I think we just come back to what I said earlier. We really need the tracks in those capital cities, like Sydney, Melbourne, all those sort of places. Like there's a lot of corporate money there and funding available. Like, you see the footy's based in Melbourne, it's not a coincidence, and all of that. It's really important that they have a track that's similar to Kwinana, 30 or 40 minutes from the CBD or close to the airport, where you can bring corporate people in there and then they can throw their money at it. And like, I'm really proud to drive into the Motorplex every week. And it was only, might have been this year or something, like, I love racing at Avalon, but when you're driving there and there's just kind of like crap everywhere. Yeah. But Millsy's going there to tidy the place up, so I look forward to entering into that place when he's there. But it's just the wrong impression for sponsors when they come in, and you want to have a good facility for them where you can represent the brand. Like, all the teams, I've said it for ages, the teams have stepped up, the merchandise they do, the way they present, the transporters, the trucks, everything, the drivers, how good the racing is. We just need the facilities to be, as good as the Motorplex, which is, every year you say that, Motorplex keeps lifting the bar and it gets tougher and tougher for them. But the reality is that's where we need to be to take the sport to the next level.
For me, I feel like, and I know most of them are volunteer run and stuff like that, but in particular capital cities, the tracks just need to reflect the effort the teams put in. Yeah. Like, if you put in as much effort as what you guys do, and you're one team out of, I'm not sure how many there'd be, but like the amount of effort you guys put in, and if you were to roll into a country track every Saturday night, you'd probably lose sponsors. You wouldn't even have some of the large commercial like partners that you do have.
Correct, and you need what I say about the capital cities and their tracks, that's to support all the corporate and, like the national series. But the country tracks, absolutely, that's kind of like the heartbeat of the sport. And we love going to places to like Pathara to run. It's an awesome facility. There's great people out there. But everyone knows you're not going to get the big crowd and you're not going to run for the 100,000 to win out there. But it's critical to the sport. Really test you as drivers. And it's important just to not be at one track. We've got to go to multiple tracks, and I think, the SCG series has smashed it this year with, going out to Kalgoorlie and Geraldton and Albany. We are really excited and really proud to see that they've taken on the feedback.
Yeah, well, I feel, the metropolitan tracks are like the lifeblood, and then the country tracks need them to survive. And it's the same as support divisions like what I run in the wingless. Like, I couldn't run a wingless if the sprint cars didn't exist. So, and then the sprint cars need city tracks to prosper. Like, I can't buy new chassis. I can't buy new parts. So, like, we're lucky here with how our system is. Hey, Cody.
Yeah, no, definitely, mate. And it's good. Like, obviously, with the big metropolitan tracks will service the corporate people, but you go to a country track when there's a 410 sprint car race on, or any sprint car race, and it's packed to the rafters, mate. Like, the country people just love it, and it's good for the sport.
I'm already not looking forward to the line at Albany. That thing's going to be back to town.
That will be, without a doubt. That place, we used to run World Series there, and man, they opened up for interval, and just the amount of crowd that would come into the pits, like their engagement's just awesome, and it just pumps you up as a driver, and you naturally want to put on a good show because everyone's committed. But yeah, that lineup, you're just lucky to pay your nomination fee racing
drive
that
past
day
it all,
because you get to drive past.
Mate,
it's almost worth a nomination just to skip the line.
To get in what we're here for, I sort of want to do, say, 10% shit talk and then maybe like 20% recap and then really concentrate what you guys are trying to do next year with your program and stuff like that. So I guess, Cody, I'll start with you. Like last year, like we'll leave high limit till later or whatever, but in terms of yourself and Jason's year last year, what would have been your highlight for the year?
I think the highlight would be definitely the podium at the state title.
Yep.
I think that was probably the best run, and it was just good to put a whole night together. We talk about it a lot amongst us, and that's probably what we need to work on the most, and just to be able to go out there and do that on, which is probably one of the biggest nights in WA as well, being a state title. There's some good guys here, like James, Kerry, and all those guys, and like going toe to toe with them. It's just good to be up there.
Was it good for you as well, Jace and Cody, to get that third leading into high limit, like just like confidence in your program, and you're going, yep, like we're on song here, leading into a bigger season. Like, was that an emphasis for you, Jace, or you just went out and drove?
Yeah, absolutely, because we were obviously talking to Kyle and his guys at that stage, and we knew they were watching us, so we wanted to make sure that they were kind of had something that was respectable for them to get in. So yeah, there was that, but also every night we want to go out and do the best we can, and we got some great people supporting us and the effort Cody puts in and that, and we generally go there to do the best we can on every night. Yeah.
And what about your highlight? Would it have been the state title as well?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. At that part of the year it was, and then we had the whole Kyle thing over Christmas, New Year, and then when we got back into it took us probably a bit to get going again. But I really feel like we finished the year super strong. Like those last few nights, like I was actually gutted every year the season finishes, but more so this year we were really starting to, like what Cody just said about putting a whole night together, and that's really kind of where our focus is.
Do you think, like, because I feel like you always qualify well, particularly towards the end of the season, like your qualifying was strong and then it seems to be like a heat race goes or a dash doesn't go your way. Like, where do you think your strongest part of the night was last year?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd have to be qualifying, obviously. I think our qualifying speed was up there almost every night. I think there's maybe one or two nights where we didn't make the invert in our groups and that, and majority of the nights we were, first or second in our group. Our qualifying speed's definitely there. It's just getting our car better, probably in traffic and in dirty air, to make up for the rest of the speed we have, I guess. Yeah.
I'm not chasing particulars or anything, but like say from the start of the year to the end of the year, did what you put in the car to qualify change much, or did you just have a solid package throughout?
I think you're always sort of chasing something, but no, our baseline package is pretty much the same from what we started with, give or take a few little things, you know what I mean? Nothing major, nothing drastic.
But I was always surprised that Bunbury, that shit show meeting where you guys had stuck in the middle and it was all gone to nowhere. I was surprised that it was just you and Cody out there on the track. Like, there's no help, and it didn't seem to be like a stressful scenario. It just seemed like, oh yeah, man, how we look. Like, it's not like being up close like that. That's not what I thought. I thought like, oh, there's 5 other shirts on every other team in there, and you weren't too stressed. And there's in the environment there that you guys have play into it, like, because it was as calm as I've ever seen for one dude and a driver.
Yeah, I think it's just too many people. Stuff gets hard, stuff gets missed. I think it's just easier to go there with like a small amount of people. So you have me and Jason and probably 1 or 2 other crew guys is probably ideal. But if we can't get them crew guys, we'll just probably generally roll solo, and it's just as easy. Jason can help out when he needs to, put fuel in and all that kind of stuff.
And we do a lot in the off season and a lot during the week where we're pretty synced. So if everything's done when we get to the track. So tyres are done, the car's prepped, the bonnet doesn't need to come off it. We roll through scrutineering, and that's about it. We're kind of ready to go. So it's a lot different because, you know, Cody's full time, and like I'm really committed to the motorsport part of the program. This is like my life. Like I don't have kids or anything. I'm focused on racing. This is my hobby. This is kind of like my everything outside, and I work really hard to obviously help fund these opportunities. But Cody's just as committed to the team and the effort that he puts into it. It just makes it easy on race night. And race night for us, it's really important. It's enjoyable. And running around chaos, like I see teams do it every week. And I often say, oh, how's that fun? You know what I mean? Like I'd be going nuts if that was the case with us. But we enjoy it. We go out. It's fun. It's actually, as crazy as it sounds, it's actually relaxing for us. Like, and if there's two of us, it's cool. And generally, we've got good stuff. Cody does good maintenance. We run a good program. We have good equipment. Things generally don't go wrong. And if they do, there's more in the truck and we can throw it in. And the two of us can build a car or fix almost anything if we had to. But when things go wrong, you get that many people come to you anyway and offer help. So you're never left in the lurch. So, yeah, and I'm in the car and Cody's got to do the work. So it seems easy from where I sit.
I'm always amazed at that. Like, I'd rather stay up till 2 a.m. at home, sort my stuff, and then just pull it off the trailer and I'm ready to go. I'm always amazed when I see people at the Motorplex under the car, changing stuff, servicing stuff on the grass at the Motorplex an hour before they're meant to race. I'm like, that's what the shed's for.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't even like grooving tyres at the track. Like if the tyres aren't grooved before we go, like that has to be done. Like we probably won't leave until it's done. Like getting to the track and then, so because we get there 2:30, 3 o'clock, roll through scrutineering, and then you feel like you're standing around for a lot and while everyone's thrashing around, but it's just, that means we've had good preparation. We don't have to worry about doing it at the track.
Yeah, motorsport, mate, it's hurry up and wait. Just every sport's the same. It's like the first bit of the night so slow, and then once you get in, it's bang, 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 and go. But hey, that's what we love it, mate. What's your favourite event throughout the year? Like regardless of your results and stuff, do you have a favourite event
In WA?
Yeah, just like at the Motorplex, wherever, like maybe a country track. Like, is there one night or format that you look forward to the most?
I think I like the state title format. I like the 2 heat races. I kind of like that format, so I'm probably going to lean back on that. That'd be mine, I reckon.
Jace?
Opening night because we're back into it again.
Yeah, Powerboys.
Yeah.
Mate,
just love getting back into it. So yeah, that's pretty cool. But honestly, like, there's so many good events in WA. Like, it just all of them. Love going to Bunbury for the first time. Can't wait for Albany. Can't wait for Geraldine, Kalgoorlie. Like, it's just they're all good. Like, you know, Cricket Boys is super special, and yeah, there's so many good events.
Yeah, events. That's the thing. I spoke about it. I can't remember which podcast recently. Like, we don't have rounds. Oh, it was Bo McInerney. He was saying over East they have rounds, but here we have events.
Yeah.
Like it's Scarterfield, King Wings. It's Mergers, Gold Cup, Silver Cup. Like we have events every single night that the boys roll out on track. So it is a very, very good place to be racing every single weekend. Here we go. Let's get into the Kyle Larson deal. Obviously with High Limit, like it's cool and that for you guys, but I think I said it at the time. I feel like that changed the sport for Australia, like with what you guys put together in terms of just getting like the best driver at the time in the world to bring here in his prime, the merchandise, the entire package that you guys put together. Like, how much of an effort was that to put together for you guys?
So it was a big effort, obviously. From when we sort of first heard about it to putting it all together, it was a real big deal. Just trying to figure out what cars and that we were going to run, and obviously what program we were going to run there. It was definitely massive. And then obviously trying to sort out merch and all that kind of stuff. I think Jace definitely handled a lot of the merch stuff and all that kind of stuff.
You killed it, Jace, mate. That merch everything was sweet. Like, people come into the office, that little die-cast of the car, mate, it's what everyone looks at.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was cool. Like, we really wanted to step it up and do things differently. And I think as much as it kind of put everyone through the ringer internally, like Chanel and Cody and myself, there were some pretty sleepless nights, but I think we really did execute well. Like, there's a lot of thought went into it, and just how we did the setup. Like, we planned it all out the front here one day, just set it all up and just did a sort of dummy run, and really proud to get Authentic Collectibles on board. Like Will just, it was kind of like his first go at doing the sprint car models. He'd done a run with J-Mac, us and Cam Waters.
That was his first sort of go.
That was his first go at it. Yep. So he'd only ever been exposed to supercars, and yeah, I don't know, I think he'd been sleeping under a rock. But I tell you now, sprint cars is a pretty key part of him now. Like he loves it. He comes to all the races. He's on our car. He the way the high limit unfolded kind of worked out pretty well for him, which is awesome. So I'm just proud that we've been able to attract good brands like those guys and get those people in our camp, which is really cool. But also, like just have Kyle and his team. They really spoke highly of the whole event, and they're pretty proud to be part of us too, which is cool. But it wasn't as easy as what it looked probably for those 3 nights. It was pretty hectic.
Was it cool to get that acknowledgement? Because you know how the world works. Like before they almost spoke to you guys, they would have spoke to everyone else, and then if no one thought much of you, you wouldn't have got a phone call. So you got the tick in the box, obviously from like the wider like speedway community to even get the call in the first place. Like, was that? Have you reflected on that, or is that like a proud thing that one of the best in the world like even reached out?
Yeah, I think just when that first phone call happened, it meant a lot for what we've always.
That would have been a wild call.
It was wild, and like I've said it before, I was in Sydney and blah blah blah. But just it meant a lot. Like we've always, when we started the brand and the whole JPM thing, we really wanted to build a brand. And I used to look up to cricket. Well, I still look up to cricket, motorsport, and that. But I remember Shane in the day before I went and done World Series, I rang him and said, hey, he had no idea who I was. And I said, hey, what's World Series like? And he goes, no, mate. He's like, your stuff's mint. He's like, we'd love to have you as part of the tour. And that was my first call with Shane Cricket. And I was like, far out. Like, just gave you a whole pile of confidence. And from then, you just wanted to build on it, like all the time. And every year we want to step it up. And this year's no different. And we think we've got a good brand nationally now. And obviously with Kyle, we got a lot more exposure in the US as well, which is just, awesome. And something like we're definitely proud of, but it's not, it's a team of us. It's not just me. It's, not just Cody, but we've got partners on board. And obviously Chanel is there in the background, and she does a whole pile of work that goes unnoticed and unappreciated for sure.
I reckon the easy thing would just be like, to get him. But like I spoke about it to you guys before, but there is a lot of pressure as well, because I've said like it would never be Kyle's fault if he didn't go any good. Like ever, it would be you. Like, was there any pressure, or like once you did say okay, were you thinking like, shit, like now he's driving our stuff? Oh, was there any of that?
I think it was just more try and make sure that we run our cars and all our equipment at the best of the ability all the times. It probably put a little bit more stress on it, being the caliber of the event and obviously the driver. But then once we sort of got the car built and got it, we went and shaked it down and everything sort of ran good. I was pretty happy with that. And it was all brand new car pretty much. So happy to build a good piece for him to go out there and do his job.
I was definitely stressing and Cody, he put a massive effort into it, but I've seen plenty of Americans come to Australia and struggle. And that definitely wasn't lost on me. But full confidence in Cody, and we it was good.
Did he just eat cheeseburgers, or did he actually eat a proper meal?
It was, I think what he ate at the track was the cheeseburger with lots of lettuce.
Lots of lettuce and ketchup, yeah.
Loves the lettuce.
Might have to change the diet.
Yeah, I think so.
And then, what about after high limit? I don't know if a completely different scenario for me to you guys, but I felt like there was the very next event, I don't even know what it was, but it was like underwhelming. Like after high limit and the lines and the build up and all of that, like, was it almost like a mid-year grand final for you guys?
Yeah, I think just because obviously high limit was such a big event, going back to the Speedway Crown at the Motorplex or something was just another night, and I'm pretty sure it was a midweek night too. So it was hard to get everyone there and fill it as much as you could for high limit. Like that was obviously sold out and couldn't get any more people in there. And you go to like a standard midweek Speed Week show and people are still working, and it's hard to get there on time. And
what about then looking back on the year, Jace? You obviously as professional as it comes, and like you said, you take what you do very, very seriously. What do you do to reflect on the season? Do you guys break it down race by race, or do you have like debriefs after every race? Like, do you have any mechanisms in place to review the season on your own individual performance and look to improve on anything? How do you assess it?
Yeah, definitely want to improve. Like Cody and I don't sit down and review the whole season race by race sort of thing. We kind of do that on a weekly basis. While it's fresh, like I watch everything back all the time, and I just watching the video, I'm like, what are you doing? Like, you know, and it's just so obvious on pay-per-view or
easiest sport in the world to watch. Man. You know what you should do. It's
so frustrating. But you know, you're the guy in the car, and at the time, I think you're doing the right thing. But so yeah, really like hard on myself. Like when I know I make mistakes and that, really want to try and ensure we don't do that again. And we've sort of been what's been good this year, we've been able to pinpoint where we need to get better. And so I think it's quite clear for the upcoming season. So yeah, really focus on that, and you can't take your finger off what is going well. So the qualifying thing, we want to keep that the same. But yeah, really like felt comfortable with that new tyre that come in. Was that after, when did we get on that?
I think it was around probably just after Christmas time.
Yeah.
I reckon, yep.
I reckon that kind of came to us a bit as well, which was good. So, yeah.
What about, just to go back, when Kyle was here and you're out of the car, I know Robbie's driven for in that, but have you ever had an opportunity to sit in there like for a whole night and watch like as intently as what you would have? Because I say that, must have been Speed Week Grand Final. I was next to Cody, and it's one race, and I just remember going in there and just going, what is happening? It was like a cyclone. It was so crazy to really watch, and it was like Taylor Milling, he was coming in third, and then Callum was running on the top. Like, it was hectic too. Did you get to watch and observe and learn anything that week?
Yeah, obviously learned heaps. I got to be Kyle Larson's shadow for 3 nights, so you can't not learn when you got a guy that caliber. But yeah, it was definitely the first time I've watched one of our cars run. Like even when Robbie was racing, I was always racing, and I'd always do a download with Robbie, and he was really good for me. We learned heaps from him and that. But just seeing Kyle, like just being able to watch him, you know, what he did when he got out of the car, you know, what he thought about between the heats, the feedback he gave. And then just watching him in the feature race, I actually just sat in the stands and or sat in the box and watched it unfold from there. So the crew had it under control. I didn't want to get involved because I didn't plan on being involved and take on a role that all of a sudden you disappear and you're not there for. So that was it was really good to watch, and it's so much different from the outside. And yeah, it was cool. I think I learned a lot out of that, and yeah, it's been good for us.
I ask lots of 410 drivers this. Do you ever watch a race and think, shit, is that how fast we're actually going?
Sometimes I reckon when you stand right at the fence or at the bird cage or something.
At the mesh, eh?
Yeah. I've often said to whoever's standing next to me, shit, it looks fast tonight. And then they show you the lap time and you've just come out of qualifying where you're like 2 seconds lap quicker or something. You're like, oh.
Man, sometimes you guys are moving on the thing, and yeah, I've spoken to you about some people that are going to be coming, and I cannot wait for them to come and see, because I'm almost going to watch their face more than I'm going to watch the race, because from someone that's never seen a single race to come to your first race at the Motorplex and watch you boys like rip the top, it is just going to blow some people's minds. So yeah, I always think that. It's obviously not the case in the wingless. I don't ever think like, shit, is that what we're doing? But I don't know if you could. Do you remember that race where I think you said something like, now that is a sprint car race? I think that's how it is.
Yeah, I think we're on the infield and there was just shit flying everywhere pretty much. People sliding cars, people running the top, running the bottom, and the track was just racy as hell. It was fast and there was just shit going everywhere.
What about you then Cody, to assess this season? What's something individually you want to improve as, or is there like maybe understand shocks better or an engine? Like, is there something that you want to improve on this year?
Like I touched on earlier, I think it's just getting our car better in dirty air and in traffic. Like we showed that our pace when we're out in front or qualifying is really good. So just trying to work on that to make it more driver friendly in dirty air. I think there's probably, if we look back through all our notes and our feedback from what we spoke about during the year, it was probably when we're in traffic, it's probably not as good as it should be or could be. So just working on getting that better, definitely.
And then in that, what would you say one of Jason's strengths as a driver is? Like, and it can be anything, like how he assesses, remains calm, or how he runs this or runs that. Like, well, and I'm going to ask you this, Jace, about Cody, so you get something going in your head.
I think it's just finding different lines that work. Like he's probably not known for going up there and banging the wall down. He'll make a more technical line work, like whether it's run the bottom or hit in the middle or something like that. Always looking to run wherever the car in front of you is not, so you can try pass him. I think that's probably a real strong suit for him. What
about you, Jace? What do you reckon Cody's sort of strength as a crew chief is?
Just most of the time he's really calm, which is good. But he's got quite.
Are you calm? I thought you'd be like a screamer.
No, maybe around Jason.
Yeah, okay. Not around me. Yeah. So no, it's good. He knows when to get the message across or how to get it across, which is good, and we like that. But no, like obviously, happy to put ideas forward to me, going, hey, I reckon we should do this, and if I'm feeling that, if we both agree it's easy, we just go and do it. But yeah, and obviously it goes without saying, all our maintenance, like we've never had mechanical failures from anything falling off or anything like that. We've had parts fail, but nothing's fallen off or broken down due to lack of maintenance or not being tight or anything like that. We're not blowing up motors and all that kind of crap.
And then, so what about this year? So obviously a season preview, and I'm assuming you'd be locked in for the full Maddington Toyota Sprintcar Series. But are you venturing over east at all, or is it too early to sort of see what you're doing after sort of Chariots?
So we'll definitely do Chariots. I think we're looking at doing the Classic and the Aussie title, which is the same sort of program that we ran this year. So probably try to keep it similar to that, and then hopefully the sprint car and that Adelaide would be good.
Yeah. Do you guys know about that? Because Rowie, I know Rowie's waiting to see if he's got a thing yet, and there's nothing back for the midgets, so I don't know about sprint cars, but I was like, it's like not that far away.
Yeah, it's not far away. No, we're definitely going, which is cool. But yeah, our schedule looks massive this year. It's how many?
I think 43 to 45 sprint car races is what we have sort of penciled in at the moment.
And it's a privilege to be racing here, hey. Like you think like an 80 show American thing's massive, which it is, but like to have facilities around the country and majority here to be able to run at least 40 nights a year is huge.
Yeah. This will be our busiest season that we've done in the last 5 years for sure.
Okay.
Yep, definitely. Like sprint car racing wise. Obviously the Maddington series is pretty big here, and then to add another 20 shows outside of that is pretty big.
And what's the Classic like, Jace? Is it worth going over for? Have you ever spectated it?
No, I don't know. I have. No, I've never gone over just to spectate it. It's the Classic's cool, but it's changed a lot.
Yeah, okay.
I think it's different to what it was 10 years ago. It's not kind of what it used to be. A lot of other races have really stepped up. I'm also quite passionate about the high limit stuff. That's kind of really cranked up. But the Classic's always the Classic, and the hardcore Speedway fans will think that's the greatest race in the country and kind of always will be. And it is a great weekend, but man, you can see people that just get a bad pill or whatever, or one bad heat race, and their weekend is absolutely torched and all that work. So yeah, but it's a cool event. Warrnambool, the town, that's probably one of the awesome things. It's like when you roll into the Motorplex, it's cool, you're there to race. When you roll into the town of Warrnambool, you're there to race. There's always a sprint car, truck or trailer somewhere in the middle of the town working on it. No one gets upset. You've never seen so much merchandise throughout the town, getting coffee in the coffee shops or the pubs or the clubs, and it is just like a sprint car town and community, and it's always cool to race there. It's just a awesome event, awesome week with Avalon and Mount Gambier and that, and now Tolma's kind of in the mix there. So it's a cool place of the world to go racing sprint cars.
What was Tolma like to run? Was it just like something out of nowhere that blew your mind, or is it similar to anything you've ever run?
I thought it was unreal, mate. Yeah, put on for a place that wasn't quite finished yet as well, like with the spectators side of things. But the racetrack itself is unreal. Yeah, definitely, probably one of the best tracks we raced at all year.
Yeah, I'd say it's the best track I've driven a sprint car on, to actually have a feel of an actual sprint car, the way it wings in and everything, and what you've got to do to be fast running the top there. You've got to like rip the shit out of it and run so hard, but then to run the bottom, you've got to be so accurate. And the speed difference when you run the bottom, you're like, man, the guys on the top are going to like be 3 seconds a lap faster.
Yeah, right.
And then you go and run the top, and you think you're absolutely ripping it, and you see a car on the bottom just looks like they're putting around, and they're not like on 11 tenths like you are. It is. I've never had that difference before. Like I've run the top at Kwinana, I've run the bottom at Kwinana. It is completely different to doing that at Tolma. And that place, like there's some wicked photo. One of my favourite sprint car photos is in my phone, and it's at that place. And just, the banking's insane.
That's such an interesting perspective to feel like you're crawling, then feel like you're ripping, and it's the same speed.
It's the same speed. It is just, it's crazy. Yeah,
Just shows how much of a long way around it is up there.
But qualifying there is one of the most funnest thing. It's up there with like Bathurst and the Camaro. Like it's a qualifying lap at Bathurst. It's just, it's so good.
Well, it's just full rip.
Yeah. Yeah, full rip, proper full rip.
Yeah, his reaction after qualifying I've never really seen him like that, apart from when we're probably at Bathurst, and he's just like, that was pretty cool. Like, that's like different to qualifying at the Motorplex every week, you know what I mean?
Now I'm hell keen to go back and watch and look at someone run at the bottom versus the top and see what the difference was like. Yeah.
And they had the track really good that night. Like, it was real racy. You could run the top, you could run the bottom. There was cars everywhere. Like Jay said, there's a photo of like, I think there's probably like 12 to 14 cars in this frame, and they're just scattered across the whole track.
And like, I know you get caught up in the emotion on the night and you always say stupid stuff, but I remember saying to Cody afterwards, every sprint car race they run here, we're racing it. I said, I don't care what the schedule is, we're racing it every event.
That good.
That's what I said to Cody afterwards. I mean, obviously, logistically, it's a bit hard from Perth, but at the time, it seemed like the right thing to say. But like, we'll run there as much as we can. So we're running there before Adelaide in November, and then before the Classic or after the Classic.
Yeah, so it's before Adelaide and before the Classic.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we'll get 3 or 4 nights there.
I think it's 3. So they got a double header before the Classic, and then they have a Saturday night before Adelaide.
Yeah.
So it must be wild then to be out qualifying on your own.
Yeah,
so fast.
Yeah, that's cool.
I just remember watching hot laps there, like, because we were in the second fly, and you're just watching from the outside, and you're just like, that's impressive.
Yeah, okay. What about then with the tracks that have been announced for this year? You've obviously run Albany. Have you run Kalgoorlie before? And then obviously no one's run Geraldton really.
We have, yep.
Oh, you've run Geraldton.
We've run Geraldton twice with the 360, yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just talk me through those tracks then. Obviously, I know them all, but not from a 410 sort of perspective. Like, will they all race good? What do you think?
Geraldton will be interesting. It's real small. It's a bull ring.
Yeah.
If they get the track right, it can get pretty racy, and you can get off the bottom and not be like a country track where you run the curb all the time. But if they can get it right, it'll be pretty racy. And to see, if they get like 20 cars up there, will be real insane. There'll be a lot of stuff going on.
And then Albany, like I'm from there. I've watched a lot of races there, and I remember World Series coming, but the track lately just seems like ice. Like our state title the dirt never like breaks up. It just stays literally like as smooth as this table. So I'll be interested to see how that goes there. What's your memories of Albany, racing Albany?
Albany was good, like really good. Last time I ran there, I think it was World Series, and it was cool there. And they used to run a lot of sidecars and bikes and stuff there, so I think they always had to keep it quite smooth for that, the way they normally do their prep. So yeah, looking forward to get down there. It's going to be a massive crowd, and I think we're going to get good car count support the Maddington Toyota Series while we're travelling, because everyone's been hanging for it. So yeah, it'll be really cool.
And then Kalgoorlie, I'll put the feelers out now. I spoke to the mayor of Kalgoorlie, Taylor Milling, a little bit, but on the Friday, I think I've got a little bus coming. A few of the wingless idiots are going to be jumping in and play a bit of golf and turn it into a bit of a boys' weekend, I reckon. So
yeah, did I see you were going to host a bit of a golf tournament?
I don't know.
I might have to pack the clubs.
I don't know about hosting, but there will be a lot of blokes teeing off around 4 o'clock on the Friday.
So that's a hosting.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, I might try and do something for it.
There's got to be a bit of a prize for it. Bit of a Ambrose sort of tournament, surely.
Yeah, but we've got a 6-hour drive in a bus full of lads. Like, I'm not sure how many are going to be in.
You'll be primed up, ready to go.
Well, I said I'd drive. I don't know if I'm driving. I might make someone else do
hire
that.
a driver for that one, I reckon.
What about then for this year coming up, boys? If you're in this position in 12 months' time, what would you look back on as being a goal or a success? Is it just like getting a podium or 5 podiums, or coming sort of like 5th in the championship? Do you have anything in mind, or just like knowing you're racing, or knowing your speed's up there? Is there any like particular KPIs, or is it a general feeling?
I think for me, like, you'd want to. I think turning like our top 10s into top 5s and our top 5s into podiums, and then like podiums hopefully turn into wins, you know what I mean? That's probably where I'd be at. Just trying to improve every night would be what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I think it's definitely our year to step up to that next level. We've been together a while now. This is one of the first years where we haven't made significant changes. Everything's kind of the same. Our wings are the same. Our shocks are the same. We've really refined the engine package. I learned a lot from Kyle and things, and I'm just really focused this year to make sure that we build on where we finished last year. Like I say, our qualifying was strong. Sort out the dirty air thing, which I think we've got some ideas to work around that. We're going to do a bit of testing this year, which we've never really done previously. So looking forward to that too. And going to Darwin, we've got quite a strong expectation to go up there and get some good laps in, so we can really hit the ground running come opening night down here.
When you say that, I don't want to keep banging on about like Kyle, but in drivers in general, like I feel like when you listen to interviews and what I've learned sort of listening to people and talking to people is almost like the more simple that you treat it, the better it is. Like Kyle and sort of Rico gives a lot in his interviews, like, but it's always about backing it down, calming it down. Like, is that something that you would agree with, Jace, or when you would probably get better advice than me, but like, do they give you technical advice, or is it all just like calm down, slow, let the race come to you, that sort of advice?
Yeah, I think what's been the biggest standout for me is call it yourselves drivers or athletes or sport.
Yep.
It's kind of like the only thing that I see in sprint car where no one has a coach. You look at any other sport and every athlete, they either have the team coach like in footy, but then they have like personal coaches to focus on their kicking or whatever. And sprint car, I know it's just because we've all got these big egos where we're all perfect and it's always the car's fault or whatever. But the reality is anyone that has a coach is generally better. And you look at the guys in supercars and that have got experienced coaches and how well they're performing. You look at it in Formula One, who's got, like Oscar Piastri's got Mark Webber as his coach. It's not a coincidence that he is just outperforming everyone. Yep. And that's, I think it's really missing from our sport. So Robbie was like a coach, and Kyle, not so much like I treated him like a coach sort of thing. Mm-hmm. So I asked him probably too many questions, or continue to ask him too many questions, but I'm not against having a coach or anything like that. I think I'm open and willing to learning, but I'll take advice from someone that's done it or living and breathing it and that I can learn off, not like a punter on the hill that's got all this great advice after they're 10 deep at the bar, Mate,
I spoke about that in one of my sort of earlier episodes. Jack Williamson's getting a little bit of help from Ryan Farrell, and I felt like coming from motocross, like kids on a 50cc have a coach. Like it's people have in Perth, people have businesses teaching other people to ride motocross. But I feel like one of the issues with that is exactly what you said. Is particularly in this sport, it'd be very hard to take advice at someone who's never done it, and then anyone who's ever done it probably doesn't want to be a coach. But I think massively, like one of the biggest tips I got was from Josh Grizzy. He would just happen to watch one of my heat races, and I just wasn't covering myself once I'd passed someone, and he just said, run sort of down the middle and then run through the middle of the corner so they don't know if you're going high or low. And it was like I felt so dumb when he said it for not ever having done it. Like, and just those little things. So, yeah, I think coaching is sort of the next progression, and it might be your answer to what I have questions later of where do you think the next progression in the sport comes from, but we'll deal with that then. What about it being a season preview? I've sort of forgotten to do it in the last couple that I've done, but first of all, I want to cover off on like your partners and your sponsors and the people that actually help you put cars out on the track, because car owners like yourself, like this sport is gone without car owners, and then obviously your partners that come on board with that. Like, yeah, I know I've sort of thrown you on the spot, but we've obviously got Harman Transportation in the background and all the sponsors that you can see around here. How important are the partners to your team, Jason, and helping you do what you do?
Yeah, they're massive. They're everything. We like when I started the team, I couldn't get like I'm first generation racer. My parents weren't into it. Mum wouldn't even know what a sprint car was, so I had to start with nothing. So we obviously had to just build that up slowly, and the team we've got now is nothing like the team that we started with. So had to put my own personal money where my mouth was, like just build it up, do the grunt work, do the grind, and just be relentless. Just every year try and get better. It never cost anything to wash your cars or keep it clean or present it well. So we've always focused on that from day one. And then as we've progressed, we've been able to get partners on board. I'm really proud, to have Harman Transportation Hot Shots on board. Paul and his family, they're genuine sponsors, not related through business or anything. We met them at the Speedway. Yeah. He got taken to Kwinana, I think it might have been by the bank or something. Just, it was crazy. And he walked down, he's like, why is your truck not stick it up? I'm like, mate, it costs money. Yeah. And he's like, I want my name on your truck. So, that was awesome. And now he's like hooked. He's like one of our biggest supporters. Like and his kids love Speedway and watching us race. And, coincidental, it happened on Channel 7 that year, I think, or the year after. So then they could watch it at home as well when they couldn't make it down. And so, that's awesome. That wouldn't have happened without Kwinana or the Maddington Toyota Series. Got Castro on board through a contact AVL of ours, and I'm really proud to have them. They're like a global brand, so that's,
You did that little like sponsors night or sportsman's night the other night. That's cool.
That's awesome. Like we're sitting on a Q&A panel next to Thomas Randall and Cam Waters, and it was it's just cool to be in those positions. But because what we're doing in WA, it's credible now, and like brands like Castro are proud to bring you to their function on the Supercars weekend at Fraser Park, and like it's a big event. It must cost them a bomb, but we're super pumped to be with them. Got Sun City Plumbing, have been on with me pretty much since the day we started. Obviously our business, Tasman Power, Scarterfield Smash Repairs. Frank's awesome, not just for us but for the whole sport. What he does is like, it's literally unbelievable, like other than the fact he's actually doing it. Like he sponsors a race, he's on that many sprint cars, like he's
on so many front wings, hey?
Yeah, and nothing's a problem for him. Like he's so good. So really proud to have him. We've got Industrial have come back on board with us this year, so that's quite exciting. Justin from FG Boats does all our alley work and helps out with a few of the trailers we've built over the years as well. And we've got quite a few other guys as well, but we've just got a really tight-knit team. Obviously, Authentic Collectibles, and it's a really good team that we've put together. And we've got a launch night coming up soon where we're getting everyone together and they're all coming, so it's going to be a pretty good night to kick things off.
Mate, I know what people think about the sponsors and stuff like that, but they truly do make the world go round. But more so the car owners and like the whole sport, like I said, without the car owners, with like people like yourself that do so much for the sport, then the wingless can't race, then 360s who buy secondhand parts and all that. It's a massive flow-on effect. So, and then obviously you guys don't really have too many crew guys, but I don't know. I guess the guys that do help you out in terms of your crew, like they're that almost the unsung heroes of the sport. They got the mud scrapers out and they do all the grunt work there and stuff like that. Like who sort of does jump in on the car and give you boys a hand?
Yeah, so we had Daniel. He was sort of like our full-time crew while he wasn't racing, and that was really good. And then he obviously took a step back from the crewing side of thing to go race himself. We have Matt Owen now. He helps out throughout the year. I think he's going to probably come to Darwin with us. My dad helped a fair bit, and then Chanel's probably the biggest one as well. Like when we don't have anyone, she's it. She does it all for us. Like she does whatever we ask of her.
So it's all like family and mates, but that's what you want. Like, I guess sometimes I don't have crew, and the people that offer to help me, I just rather do it on my own because I don't want to spend it with people I don't want to spend it with.
But you got to have people you trust too.
Yeah.
And you can't have some random punter that wants to help out come up and say, "Oh, I'll tighten the wheels for you," and loosen them instead of tighten them, and then you roll out and the wheels fall off. So it's easy just to have someone you trust or no one.
Yeah.
Yep. Definitely.
And like you spoke about, if you do the work midweek, like it should be a bit easier on the weekend.
And one of the things that I'm big on is happy for everyone to come help on Saturday night or whatever, but if you're going to help on Saturday, you've got to be here on Wednesday or during the week. So you've got to learn in the shop where it's not chaos, where the things are in the mule, where parts are or the fuel jugs are in the trailer, because we're not explaining that at the racetrack. So if you're not prepared to come here during the week, then
absolutely.
Sorry, but Saturday night's not an option.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can't ask someone to go get you a churn of fuel and not know where to find it. You know what I mean? All that kind of stuff. And like I said, majority of our preparation is done Monday to Friday, and then when we get to the track, everything is ready to go.
I love it. I said it in the Ryan Cricky one, and coming into this workshop, it feels the same to me about the saying I always think about the top tier teams and how they present is how you do anything is how you do everything.
Yep.
Like I like that saying, and yeah, it reminded me coming back in here and then hearing you speak, Jason, and how you approach stuff. I was like, yeah, it's the same as Ryan Cricky. Like it's the same approach. Like everything's neat, everything's tidy. They work hard Monday to Friday, make Saturday easy. So, what about getting into towards the end of this thing? What's something that, and I'll go first to give you guys time to mull it over. But what's and not to bash, it's not that at all. But what's something that you guys think the sport could improve on here in WA and stuff like that, and in having some conversations and reviewing things myself, because I'm trying to make what I do better every single time I do it. But I feel like, and you sort of mentioned it a little bit before, Jace, but I feel like in terms of how the sport's covered in commentary and stuff like that, the drivers need to be called drivers or athletes, in my opinion, and if the commentators could come into the pits and learn like your name and learn what's going on with you and just do a little bit more background work. And I just feel like watching back a lot of races this year, it just seems to be almost like the drivers are like a weekend warrior or like, you know, like a Bogan in a V8 or something like that, as opposed to like a professional athlete who dedicates every spare minute they have to getting out on track. And I'm not trying to bash the commentators or anything like that, but I just feel like it is good, but that next level could be treat you guys like a crew chief or an engineer, and then to treat you like an athlete. I feel like, yeah, if they could adopt that sort of mentality, come in and speak, because I've never seen the boys in the pits. Like Carl Langdon, I don't know if he knows where the pits are. Like, if he could come in and then, like, sometimes if, I don't want to say anyone's name, or like, say, like a busted ass like me, if I'm winning a race, like, it's like, it's only a matter of time until he gets swallowed up. But, like, particularly in the sprint cars, like, build that person up. Like, he's out there and he's having a crack and he's holding them off as opposed to holding them up. Like, but that's sort of my little thing this week. I feel like, yeah, if the commentators could treat you guys like professional teams, athletes and crew chiefs, it'd change everyone's perspective a little bit. I don't know if you boys have any views on what you think that could improve.
For me, I think it probably the working conditions in some of the pits. Like, obviously we are privileged to work at the Motorplex sort of every second weekend. But, like, even when we go to Warrnambool and the Avalons and that, like, the pits are just gravel, not the best working conditions sometimes. And I guess you do take it for granted at the Motorplex every week when you get nice, lush grass and that. So when you do go to these places, it isn't quite up to their standard. But I think, like, we put all the effort in with our nice trucks, nice cars, all our stuff. If they could just make the pits probably a little bit nicer to work in would be good, because you roll through all these pits, dust kicking up everywhere, blowing stuff in the trailer that we
I was going to say, do you think about that? Because I know how much you guys clean everything. Like, when you go to like a bummer and there's dust everywhere, do you think like
back door up?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that if the back door's up, it's probably dusty or getting dirty.
Yeah, I think just to stick with your theme a bit, I think it would be good to have someone in the commentary team that is experienced in the sprint car world or in the speedway world and could talk a bit more on the technical side. I've seen like Toby do a little bit on the East Coast, and I think that definitely helps. And because for Taylor, like I've watched plenty of old video back, and it seems like Scott Milling's still racing, and I don't reckon that's happened for a long time. So yeah, just little bits like that would obviously help step it up as well, and then try and share some of the personalities, because there is some pretty interesting personalities throughout the pits, and we're all weird and wonderful and perfect in our own ways. But I reckon if they could share some of that, would be quite interesting, and share some of the emotion and the passion that happens. Like, sometimes it is awesome to be standing in the pits and looking at what's going on 2 or 3 doors down, but then sometimes it's in your camp too. So I think the crowd want to see that too. Like, obviously Kwinana, they have the luxury of open pits and they can go do that, but I think just sharing that would be cool. But I've said it before, it's come a long way in the last 5 years to where it was. So I think if we just don't stop, just keep progressing, and even things like this show is obviously good. It's helped putting it out there. It's up to the teams and drivers to put themselves out there a bit more as well. And it's going to be better for the sport overall.
No, I think, I feel like we're so lucky, and even when I was thinking about saying like the classics, like the biggest race, I wonder if you're just a pure sprint car fan here in Perth, like you probably don't think it's that big of a jump. But if you're, say, a diehard sprint car fan from Murray Bridge, you'd go to the classic and you go like, how good's this? Like, but when you're used to what the Motorplex dishes up sometimes on a Wednesday night, like it is pretty phenomenal, the facilities we have. And I'm not trying to bash it or anything like that, but like, to keep the progression going, that's what I feel like. Sometimes I hear some of the commentary like, oh, this like hack almost is holding up Dane Kingshot or something. It's like, no, he's not a hack. This is a professional team. Like it's almost the underdog. Like build them up a little bit, and the same as the stories in the pits. There's plenty of good people going on in the pits. You could come in and you could learn a backstory. You could learn that the boys have just changed to a new tyre. Like let's see what Jason Pryde Motorsports does this week. They've fully committed to the new tyre. Something like that, like new engine package, new shock package, something like that. Just that little bit of a detail, I reckon, would really add to the coverage, and sometimes probably stop showing those like races from 30 years ago. Like come into the pits, and if you had the relationships from coming in and talking to people week to week, you could do a little segment or something like that. But
and I think you actually raised a good point there before about the whole pits thing in Perth to the Classic of Warrnambool. Like Sean Dyson had one of the best teams in the country, and he rocks up at the Classic with Carson Macedo, ace team, transporter and that, and then his wife and kids have got to go sit on the hill from engine starts to the end of the feature race. And for me, that's just like completely unacceptable. Like his kid's not going to run right in the pits, but he wasn't allowed to have his wife and kids in the pits at the biggest race of the year. And it's one of the reasons why he's out of the sport. And I think we should have a good hard look at when someone like that exits our sport. There actually should be like an exit interview with him with Speedway Australia or the SCCA, because he is a guy that is hooked on motorsport. Yeah, and he was great for the sport, and like I hate seeing good people like that leave, and that really it's not good enough from our side, and we should have a really good look at why he left.
And not just sprint cars, like midgets. Yeah. You know, like there's two cars that he put out most weeks. And then for the Aussie title, there's two like Americans that aren't coming, and it is sad, and I've heard from multiple people that it's just that he's a family man. He's investing his time and his finances into doing this, and he can't share it with his family. Well, what's the point? I might go somewhere else where I can. Like, we are blessed to have the Motorplex where you can have your infant walking around, but I feel like if it can work at the Motorplex, it could work anywhere. Like there's cars coming from all different directions. It's not one way. Like you could do pits one way in the country and stuff like that and make it work. And I feel like you would see a massive boom in engagement with the fans, I guess.
Yeah, and I feel like Toowoomba have brought that in this year, and to get the kids in the pits, they're just putting like high-vis vests on them, which is obviously be accompanied by an adult, which I think that's a good step forward. And if that's what some tracks need to do to be able to have your kids in there, that's probably a good way to go about it.
All right, mate, I got some fan questions here. So I haven't checked through them, so I'm going to quickly check through them before I call them out here. So Jaden V, actually a fellow I worked with up in Kununurra, he wanted to know what the Larson deal came about. We spoke about that. Max Lang, he wants to know just about your early career. You obviously started in the Formula 500, I think. Just a quick synopsis of your racing career and what got you into it.
Yeah, and story for another day probably, but it was doing a bit of black track racing in New Zealand, but couldn't afford to do that properly, so shut up shop over there, moved to Australia to start a business, said I wouldn't go racing again unless I could do it properly, and, went away, thought about racing every day, wasn't able to do it for years and years, and anyway, Formula 500s, got into that, and really enjoyed it. Speedway was awesome, Motorplex, and then, just didn't want to be king of the kids and seen sprint cars one day. I was like, got to have one of them, and couldn't afford it. It was just a dream at that time, and bought a roller and couldn't afford a motor. And so
you told me that story. Yeah. I tell my missus once a month, I just need a 410 sprint car. I'll put it in the shed. Yeah. That'll give me the motivation.
That's right. It worked for me. That's the truth. So,
And I think it's your sister, sorry, mate, Jazzy. Mm-hmm. Your greatest moment at the track together.
What, me and Jazzy?
Yeah, no, you and Jace. Like, what's the best night you sort of had as a team?
Oh, it's hard to go past winning the high limit race together.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
just that was
good.
you can't go past that, I don't think.
And Bell, one of yours, I reckon. When are you letting Belly drive a car?
When he hits his numbers.
Get those KPIs, Belly, mate. Are you going to run? Sorry, who's this from? Ben McKenna. Are you going to run high limit this year? Do you think, or is it too early to tell?
So we're planning to. We want to try and run the whole series this year in WA. So last year we missed 5 rounds and got to the end of the year and kind of just wasn't happy that we're out of the running and all of that sort of thing. So we'll plan to do it all. But if we're not having a good run in the lead up to it, then we'll just concentrate on one car again. But we're planning for 2.
Mate, and big sexy Jason Hounsfield, have you beaten Dane's time on the sim yet?
Cody reset it.
Yeah, no,
Cody,
the
man,
Sims had a bit of a meltdown, so she's had the soft reset. There's no times up, so Dane's going to have to come back and try set it again.
But we did beat it. I'm adamant we beat it. Yeah.
I've got a question.
I'm going to
here.
say yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go with yes then. I got a question from Tom Payette. What do you reckon he wants to ask you boys?
Can you give me a ride?
Yeah. No. From Marcel Brazier, what impact has the Maddington Toyota as a sponsor had on sprint cars and speedway in WA?
It's massive. It's stepped it up. Like teams like us no longer need to go on the road hunting for big races, big money. Having a brand like Toyota backing our series has really stepped up our profile and enabled us to get really good sponsors on board. And it's really good. Like I think it's we are far better off for it. And I'd hate to think, well, we just wouldn't be we probably wouldn't be doing a podcast today if they weren't, because there wouldn't be the hype around the series, and it just they just keep stepping it up. And obviously their relationship with Jeff Kendrick is it's just it's paid huge dividends, and we're pumped.
Like I spoke before, I feel like Maddington Toyota's and Canning Vale Toyota's involvement in the series is, the more they stay around, the less sort of the WA teams would be really pushing for a World Series. Like it's just so good here.
Even putting our calendar together this year, we try to prioritise making sure that we can make every race here, and then anything else we do outside of that, it's a bonus.
East Coast Power Surfs, Kyle Larson question, we had that. Jada Marlowe, have you found your 916 after Larson plugged the fence?
Comes back to Jason saying I was calm. Maybe not when the racing's on, eh?
You threw it.
I think we were in a different postcode that second night, and he'd checked out, and then just one mistake and it was all over. Yeah. Yep.
Is that sort of like in his interview, he said he was like almost having too much fun and he sort of started to stop thinking. Is that true?
That's the first thing he said to us was, he apologised and said he was just having too much fun. Yep.
Okay. Jared Fisher, Cody, do you prefer working on dirt or road cars?
Dirt cars, mate.
Yep.
Dirt.
Yeah, silly question. Come on, mate. This is a Speedway podcast. When from Jack Willow, it's the first question that's not R18 plus from Jack. Cody, when are you going to win Chase the Ace at the Monday?
Well, it's hopefully going to be tonight once we finish this podcast.
Well, what time does it go? It's 7:15.
8 o'clock.
We'll get you there. We'll get you there. From Jimmy Inglis, mate. When are you boys coming to race Crumpet Creek?
Send an invite.
Yeah, every time he's invited us, it's been raining. So when there's no rain around,
little Charlie Creek versus Crumpet Creek race off.
Yeah, we had
double header.
We had Jimmy come out to
Speed Week.
Yep. It'd be good. Get a bit of sun about, and we'll get the carts ready.
Mate, they're from one of your crew guys here. I'm sure you could imagine who it is. Given what happened at High Limit, mate, have you ever thought about putting a driver in full time once you've had enough of racing yourself? Could you ever have enough of racing yourself?
No, I think I'm far from done. I don't know how it goes being a car owner, to be honest, but we'll see how it is. Obviously good having Cole in the car, but he's set the bar pretty high for anyone else.
Yeah, I know. Then what do you do? Old mate from down the road reckons can either go. Put him in, get out.
I don't reckon I've seen Jason as stressed as we were before the feature. Put it that way.
All right. What's more expensive, the tyre bill or the beer bill? From Jake Robbo. One of your competitors this year.
Yeah, looking forward to having Jake on the grid. At the moment, beer's definitely up there, but Wilson Brewery tastes pretty good. So
good.
Get Brendan on board. Would be pretty pumped with that.
So we might see two cars for the high limit potentially. Jared Fisher again. Do you prefer road courses or dirt courses?
Dirt, but like when I got into the Trans Am, bit of that was COVID. Just worried we're going to miss out on a lot of races, but yeah, it's clear to me now. Sprint car's number one by a long shot. From
another competitor, T Millie, he reckons, will someone else be driving their truck to Cal so you guys can come in the bus with me?
I've
might have to suss something out.
Yeah,
Friday.
I'm more worried about it if T Milling wins. I've heard it's a public holiday in Kalgoorlie, so look out.
Mate, the joint goes off anyway. The joint goes off on a Tuesday night, mate. If he gets up and gets a win, mate, that place will go nuts.
He's probably got to be a $1.03 favourite for the fucking golf tournament too, I reckon.
Mate, he'd be a bandit, I reckon.
The amount of golf reels I get from him.
Yeah. Mate, I know what he is. He's a bloke that has a high handicap, but he's at the course every day. That's him. Oh, I haven't played in any comps, and he comes in on a 36, mate. All right, Jaden again. I got that one. We're doubling up a little bit here. Belly has sent in on Instagram and Facebook when you're going to let him drive. D Hardigan, what's your favourite hole at the Marrie? Matty Fellows, is there a new race trailer coming at all?
No, we're done. Came over. Maybe a TA2 one, but that's it.
We need someone to buy this one, I hear. Otherwise, there might be a late model getting thrown in it.
Yeah, well, I got permission from someone important to get the late model.
That's gone a bit quiet lately,
but
though,
Cody
so
doesn't want to wash one, so
I told him if he wants to race it, he's probably got to wash it.
Mate, I don't know if you've listened to
that's why. That
5
podcast,
hours?
Yeah.
Could not believe it.
I don't think we have enough water in the tank to wash a late model out here.
still want to drive one though.
What about I've got Jason and Maureen. I can't see their last name. Just your relationship with Robbie, and is Robbie going to get back in a sprint car at all? Do you know?
All right, Robbie would drive one tomorrow if someone asked him. Like he's he's a really good guy. We're good mates. I just reached out to him when he lost his ride with ECP, and we put a deal together. That was supposed to run World Series with him and Beto, and we're going to kind of take on the world, but COVID got in the way, and just really wanted to honour that deal. So he come over here and run Cricky Boys, won Cricky Boys. So that was really cool to do that first up. And we get along really well. He's, like I say, he's a really good mate. And looking forward to racing some black track stuff with him next week. But he's achieved kind of everything anyway. Like I don't know how he can get as excited as what he used to in a sprint car. Like he's won the Classic, won Australian titles, won Cricky Boys, so I don't know what's left to tick other than just maybe your adrenaline rush for a weekend or something. So, I not sure what his next move is in a sprint car, but I guarantee if I rung him and said, "Do you want to run opening night?" he'd say yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And what about another sim question here from Todd Waddell? On the sim here, what's your go-to? What car do you and track do you run on this sim the most?
So the Trans Am car and track depending on sort of where we're racing, I reckon.
Oh, it's like training.
Yeah.
But
sick.
Yeah. Bathurst again on the sim is still pretty cool. Like that's probably the one that if we're just mucking around, we'll load that up and see who can go quickest.
And who is that? This is what Toddy Waddell wants to know. Who is quickest?
I reckon he clipped my ticket.
Yeah. Just really focus on wherever we're racing next. So
it's like
heaps of time on it. Yeah, play with the setup and that in it, and it's actually quite similar. Use it. We were testing in the real car in Wanneroo earlier in the week, and I did a few laps on that last weekend, and it's like for Bathurst, even QR. I've got to race there next weekend, so we'll spend a bit of time on that, and it does really help out a lot, I reckon. But not for a sprint car. I cannot do that whole iRacing thing. Not a chance. But the Camaro black track, all the time.
He's got me covered on the black track, but I've got him covered on iRacing.
Yeah.
Mate, I'll let you guess who this one's from. Cody, do you prefer riding bulls or racing carts?
Well, they're both quite the thrill. Riding bulls was fun. It was definitely a one-off, whereas go-karts, I'll probably keep going back.
Ask Robbie about riding the bull.
Yeah.
Robbie Farr?
Get him on the pod and ask him about the bull riding.
Oh, I would love to get Robbie on. If he comes over for a holiday, let him know and we'll get the big dog on.
Yeah.
We got two, the last two, mate, from Dane Kingshot. First one, what's the current lap record for Bathurst on the sim? asking for a mate.
212.
Well, it's been deleted, Dane. So.
I think it's in the 212 area.
Yeah.
Who's that? Who is it?
It's not me.
Okay. 212 in a Trans Am.
Yeah, in a Trans Am. Yeah.
Righto. And then, so if anyone's listening, have a crack, send in a photo if you can beat it. I get all these little kids, all these young fellas are always, when I did that sim stuff at the thing, like these kids had fast lap times.
Oh, yeah, there's room for improvement. Don't worry about that.
And the last one, Cody, have you found any chicken better than Bangkok street chicken yet?
Nah, that's the best chicken I'll have eaten and will ever eat in my life.
What? Delicious.
Well, I don't know if it was the amount of beers I drank beforehand, but nah, I can tell you now the street chicken in Bangkok is unreal.
Was it chicken?
Oh, fuck knows. It was good though.
Goat, man. It's got to be goat or cat.
We went back I went back for a second time without our friend Dane, and then on the way out we stopped at another one, so it must have been pretty good.
Sweet. All right, well, that wraps us up, boys. Do you got Chase the Ace to win and the Mundajong Tab, is it?
Yeah, Mundajong Tab. And
what's it up to? 16 grand? 14 grand.
Yep.
Mate, some yobbo's going to get in there and collect that tonight.
Maybe you can roll in and buy one beer and get it.
Is that what it is, beer and a ticket?
Yeah, you got to throw a dart at the card though.
Yeah, how many cards are left? Can't be many.
I don't actually know. Yeah. Maybe 12 or 13?
Nah,
not if it's
sub 10.
Maybe it is sub 10. Yeah, I don't know. I've never actually counted the cards.
All right, sweet. Well, what's opening night? October
18th.
18th.
Yep.
17th. I think there's a Friday night, but yeah, 18th really, because no one cares about the Friday night series. But winter is driving it home for me how keen I am to piss this rain off and have that hot weather and be at the track and be getting sunburnt. Like, I'm that keen for the season. Does it really get to you boys this time of year, like wanting to get back, like seeing all this in here all the time? Like, how hungry do you get to get back out there?
Yeah, I'm definitely excited to get in the truck in a few weeks and head up to Darwin and get to the sun and get back to the racetrack. But obviously we do a bit of the black track, which helps keep us busy. But yeah, you can't beat sprint car racing in summertime.
Yeah, and just seeing them all ready to go. Yeah. We just need to get them dirty.
I need a 410 roller in the shed. Make sure I walk past it every single day. All right, well, that wraps us up here. Just last little thing on behalf of Lee Redmond and Ian Watts. They've got a little swap meet that they're organising. I'll pump it up in the next couple of episodes, but effectively 31st of August, 10 to 1 a.m. Automasters in Cannington. We'll bang some stuff up for that. But start getting your shit ready. $100 a little pit bay or whatever it is, and all the proceeds go to cancer. But yeah, we'll really bang that up. Got a heap more episodes coming up. One Daniel Hardigan coming up. So
yeah, you need him. Keep the pressure on to get him on,
mate. No, I've got him locked in. And mate, this Sunday I got the big bull, Jamie Oldfield, locked in shooting. I'm shooting
awesome.
I'm shooting myself. Thanks, boys.
Good fella.
Cheers,
thanks
mate.
for having us. Cheers. See ya.